Number 1. Reflect without resentment now. I know what you might be thinking. Why should I reflect? They're the ones being disrespectful. That's a completely valid feeling. But hear me out. Sometimes the way we communicate or interact has changed over time. We may have raised our children with love and dedication, but as adults, both parties bring new perspectives, experiences, and expectations into the relationship. Take some quiet time, maybe with a journal, and ask yourself a few honest questions. Have I been open to hearing my child's side of things? Am I still treating them like a child, even though they're an adult? Could my tone or past behaviors be contributing to the distance? Now, this doesn't mean you're at fault. Far from it. But self-reflection helps us understand how we show up in relationships. And when we change how we approach others, often they respond differently too. And here's the beautiful part. Reflecting without resentment means you're choosing peace over bitterness. Holding on to anger only weighs you down and blocks healing. So take a deep breath. Let go of the need to be right. Focus instead on being understood, loved, and respected. Hashtag 2. Set boundaries with love. You've probably heard the word boundaries before. Maybe even rolled your eyes at it. But setting boundaries isn't about pushing your children away. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Boundaries are about protecting your dignity, your peace, and your emotional well-being. They help clarify what behavior is acceptable and what's not. For example, if your child speaks to you disrespectfully, whether in person, over the phone, or even on social media, you can calmly say, "I love you, but I won't tolerate yelling or rude language. We can talk when you're ready to do so respectfully." Or if your grandchild is visiting and running wild through your home while your adult child says nothing, you might gently remind them, "I enjoy having the kids over, but I also need some quiet time. Can we agree on some rules while they're here?" Setting boundaries shows your children that you value yourself, and that teaches them to value you too. But here's the key. Always deliver boundaries with love and calmness, not as punishment but as protection. Because when you stand firm in your worth, you teach others how to treat you. Hashtag 3. Listen more than you speak now. This may feel counterintuitive, especially if you're used to being the one who gives advice or leads conversations. After all, you've raised your children, guided them through life, and have a wealth of wisdom to share. But sometimes what they really need, even if they don't say it outright, is to be heard. When your adult child feels truly listened to, something shifts. They begin to feel respected. And when they feel respected, they're more likely to return that respect. So how do you listen effectively? Start by giving them your full attention. Put down your phone, turn off the TV, and make eye contact. Let them speak without interrupting, even if you disagree or want to jump in with advice. Use phrases like, "That sounds really hard. I can see why that would upset you. Tell me more about how you felt." These simple responses open the door to deeper understanding. You're not agreeing with everything they say, you're simply showing that you care enough to hear them out. And here's a bonus. When you listen more, you also learn more. You might discover things about their lives, their struggles, or even their view of you that you never knew before. Listening doesn't mean you lose your voice. It means you choose to use it wisely. Hashtag 4. Show appreciation regularly. This one often gets overlooked, especially by parents who believe their love should be enough. But here's the truth. Everyone craves appreciation, including your adult children. Think about it. When was the last time you thanked them for something? Not just big things like helping you move or paying for something, but the small stuff too. Maybe they called you just to check in. Maybe they remembered your birthday. Or maybe they made an effort to spend time with you despite their busy schedule. Take a moment to acknowledge those gestures, no matter how small. You could say, "Thank you so much for calling me yesterday. It really brightened my day. I appreciate you taking the time to help me with that tech issue. I know it wasn't easy. It meant a lot to me that you came over for dinner last weekend." These little expressions of gratitude go a long way. They show your children that you notice and value them, and that helps build mutual respect. Also, don't forget to compliment them. Tell them you're proud of them, not just for their achievements, but for who they are as people. This builds emotional connection and encourages positive behavior. Appreciation softens hearts and opens doors to better communication. Scene transitions, soft background music returns narrator, voiceover. So far, we've covered 4 powerful strategies to help you regain the respect of your adult children. Reflect without resentment. Set boundaries with love. Listen more than you speak. Show appreciation regularly. Each of these steps plays a vital role in rebuilding trust, fostering understanding, and strengthening your bond. Remember, this isn't about changing your children. It's about shifting your approach in a way that invites healthier interactions. #5. Model respect through your actions. You may have heard the phrase actions speak louder than words. And when it comes to earning respect, there's no better example than leading by your own example. Think about it. If you want your children to treat you with kindness, patience, and dignity, how do you show those qualities in return? Do you speak kindly about them, even when they're not around? Do you try to understand their choices, even if you don't agree with them? Do you avoid criticizing them in front of others? Modeling respect means showing up the way you'd like to be treated. It also means acknowledging your own imperfections and being willing to apologize when needed. Sometimes, we carry years of expectations about how our children should behave, but relationships thrive when we lead with grace, not guilt. For example, if you find yourself speaking negatively about your child to another family member or friend, pause and ask yourself, is this helping our relationship? Would I say this to their face? Am I modeling the kind of respect I wish to receive? If the answer is no, then it's time to shift the narrative both internally and externally. When you choose to speak and act with love, even during difficult moments, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. And over time, your children will notice and many will follow suit. Remember, respect is not demanded. It's inspired through consistent, respectful behavior. #6. Create shared moments of joy. Now let's talk about something just as important, but often overlooked. Joy. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild respect is to create positive memories together. Because when your children associate time with you as meaningful and joyful, they naturally feel more connected and more inclined to honor you. So what does that look like? Maybe it's something simple like sharing a favorite meal or dessert, looking through old photo albums together, watching a classic movie you both enjoy, taking a walk and talking about happy memories. These small, intentional moments build emotional bridges. They remind your children, and you, that underneath any tension or misunderstanding, there's still love and history worth celebrating. Also, consider planning an activity that you both enjoy, whether it's gardening, baking, puzzles, or even visiting a place that has sentimental value. These shared experiences foster warmth, laughter, and connection, and they pave the way for deeper conversations and mutual understanding. And here's the best part. When your children feel good spending time with you, they'll naturally want to include you more, listen more, and yes, respect you more. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Start creating joyful ones, one day at a time. Final thoughts. You deserve respect at any age as we wrap up this series. I want to leave you with something important to remember. You deserve to be respected, not because of your age, not because of what you've done for your children, but simply because you are a human being worthy of love and dignity. Respect isn't something you beg for, it's something you invite by showing up as your best self, even when it's hard. So whether you're starting fresh tomorrow, having a tough conversation, or simply choosing to respond differently in a moment of frustration, know that you're doing something brave. You're choosing peace over pain. You're choosing connection over conflict. And you're choosing to live the rest of your life with purpose, pride, and grace. To everyone watching, whether you're a parent, grandparent, or someone who cares deeply about strengthening family bonds, thank you for investing your time and heart into this journey. If this series has helped you in any way, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might benefit from it. And remember, it's never too late to rebuild, reconnect, and reclaim the respect and love you deserve.